Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Crushing Land. Happy to be with you here today to talk about another relevant aspect to your land investing business, or in this case, real estate investing at all, or just business in general. The things that we're going to be talking about today have to do with land investing and the way that different things are done, but these principles apply across business in general. Obviously, if you have any questions or anything like that, please feel free to reach out to us about this. Leave comments below. And again, reach out to us with the contact information below with any questions that you may have about land investing and different things that you can be doing. And today we're going to talk about the subject of automation. Automation is becoming more and more and more popular when it comes to investing, and it should. Don't get me wrong; we use it all the time, and it's very important to do that. But what happens is people focus on the wrong things to automate. And it's not even that it's they're focusing on the wrong things to automate as much as they're looking at tools that automate the things that are not as important. And the reason that we know this is we actually have students that come to us all the time and they're looking at using something that we have out there and they're like, well, does it do this or does it do this or does it do this? And it's something that another tool offers or does and ours does not, but they're not looking at the things that actually matter and that you should be focusing on doing. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give you some examples of both of those things. I'm going to give you examples of what we hear, of what people say to us, of questions that people ask, of things that they think are important and why they're really not. And then also what our business structure looks like as far as automation. And so you can see the difference, and hopefully it can help you to grow inside of your business. So a lot of tools that are out there talk about how they allow you to speed up certain processes. And so, for example, maybe you're looking at a CRM or things like that. And one of the things that they talk about is how you're able to pull leads directly inside the CRM. And so it's making it sound like it's saving you so much time and effort worth of work. So basically, all that is just a plug into a third party integration. And it's something like Data Tree or PropStream or something like that. And basically, it's just something that you can now go and click a button, put the filtering information that you want, and that it's pulled and put directly into the CRM. And it's a nice little feature, but it really doesn't mean a whole lot. Why doesn't it mean a whole lot? Well, one, it's not necessarily the best place to be getting data to begin with. We've talked about that in other videos. You can go back and you can watch them and you can see about that. It's in our free course. It's in a lot of different information that we've put out there. So check those things out. So that's one instance as to why it doesn't matter all that much. The second is it's really not saving you a whole lot of time. Being able to go in and link and push a couple buttons, yes, that's nice, but that's really all that's involved with using those services anyway. You simply go in, you sign up for an account, you go in, you set the parameters that you want, you download the list, and then you take that list and you can then upload it into your CRM. So in reality, it's only saving you a few seconds, maybe a minute or two worth of time. It's not a lot of time that it's saving you in doing this. And so it's a nice feature, but is it a hugely important one? Well, no. And so when you're looking at something like that, it's a nice automation, don't get me wrong. But again, it's not necessary, and it's not one that we use. And people say, well, why don't you use it? And the simple answer for that is we don't use the same data every single time, right? Most of our data comes directly from the county, and the way that the county parses their list is different county by county. And so what the filters are and what the headers are and all of that changes. And so obviously when we download our list, we make those changes and then we can put that into our CRM directly. If it comes from Data Tree, if it comes from PropStream, if it comes from anything like that, it obviously changes as well. So rather than just having a click button and being like, okay, here's your one option, it's a lot easier to go get the list that you want and upload it. And like I said, it's literally just a couple minutes of time. It's not that it's saving you anything great. Another example is that a lot of them talk about how they are sending stuff directly to the mail house. So, you just click a button and it goes to the mail house and it's printed and they can run with it and all of that. And again, it's a nice feature, but is it really saving a whole lot of time? And the answer is no. I've actually used CRMs in the past that had this. I didn't actually like that feature. I didn't feel like it added that extra layer. And again, it's saving a couple seconds of taking a list, making sure everything looks good on that list, and then just emailing it or dropping it into the portal of the mail house directly. So you're literally talking, again, about less than a few minutes worth of time that it's supposedly saving you. So these things are examples of stuff that people put out there and be like, oh, you can have your business with all of these automations that exist, and you're going to be able to do all of these different things. And in reality, it's not really saving you any sort of time in the long run. I mean, it's very, very minimal. The other thing that obviously happens in these cases is that people are charging you for this, right? There's a fee to do that. So if you go directly to the server and you get that information, or you go directly to the mail house, it's more expensive using these third parties and going through them to do it. So you might be saving, I mean, a couple minutes worth of time, but you actually may be spending a lot more money because of doing that in the long run. So it's just an example. There's a lot more of them, but those are just a couple examples of how people focus on automations in the wrong area. So let me give you an example of what our automations look like and what our business integrations look like to show you more of what the things are that we automate. So I'm just going to give you a really quick rundown of what we do from start to finish, and so that we're able to have our automations running correctly. And so basically the first thing that we have is we get a list. Okay. So we have that list, we have it ready, and we upload it into our CRM. From there, once we do that, that list is then put into an automation that I choose. I have different ones built in. The standard one may look like, well, I'm mailing this today, so I'm putting today's mailing date, and I'm saying, okay, in X amount of days, whatever that may be, I'm going to follow up with this person. That may be with a second letter, it may be with a phone call, it may be with a text message. It could be a lot of different things that person is going to be followed up with. However, that is built into the system. So when that timer goes off, it's automatically done for me. Or in the case of the letters, it's popped out as a list, and then those letters can be printed at that point. So basically everything is being followed along. If the person responds to any of these things and then they are put into a different automation, it now is sent to the point where we're starting the timing of, okay, you are getting an offer from us. From that offer being sent to them, there is a follow-up sequence again a number of days later, basically verifying that they got it, asking if they have any questions. All of this is automated. If they have zero response, they are getting another offer from us X amount of days later, again, built right in so that it follows it all the way through. Once we have the signed contract, things built in to follow up with that person, staying in front of that seller. Now, obviously, some of these are just regular, hey, we got this, we're starting to work on it, all of that, all the way to custom ones that are just notes to us and things dinging and telling us, hey, you need to send this person a reminder because it's been X amount of days. You don't want to let too much time go by. And so in that case, it's obviously something custom based on the property. And so all of these different things are the things that we automate because now our entire business is running smoothly. So yes, we will upload our own list. Okay, so it just took me 2 minutes of time. Yes, we take our list and we download it and we send it directly to the mail house. Yes, it just took me a couple minutes of time. But what am I not losing in this process? I am not losing anything from start to finish. My potential leads are getting all of the pieces that they need right in order. If they have become somebody that's actually interested in selling, they are getting all of the pieces that they need in order, and we're not losing anybody in there because the timings are set and those things are happening automatically. If they are a seller that's actually signed a contract with us, they are getting the follow-ups accordingly. So again, when it comes to automation, and this is all built into our CRM, Landrich's Machine, you could check that out. But again, all of these things here are things that you want to focus on when you're looking at your business. Are you automating the correct things? As I said, those other things are nice and there's nothing wrong with it and all of that, but it's not the things that are major that you want to be focusing on, right? Those are pretty simple standard things. And why do people throw them into CRMs? Because they're easy, right? It's easy to integrate something like that. We could integrate it, and we explain the reason that we don't. right? But when it comes to these other things, those take a little bit more time. It takes a little bit more effort. It takes actually running this business day in and day out and knowing what that structure and what those processes look like. And that's what we do. So if you're interested in learning more about that, feel free to reach out to us. Again, exactly the way that we run our business is built into our CRM so you can have those same automations. But when you're looking at different things in your business to automate, the big takeaway from this is focus on the things that actually make a big difference. And the things that make the biggest difference is making sure that there is consistent follow through in all areas of your business. Being able to have a couple of click buttons to be able to just get some leads or just send it to a mail house or something like that. Again, it's nice, but it doesn't really make a whole lot of difference because it's something that you or a VA can do in under 5 minutes. Very, very, very simple. But those processes, that's what's going to get you more people reaching out to you. That's what's going to get you more signed contract. That's what's going to get you more closed deals. So when it comes to automating, make sure that you focus on the right automations. And if you do, you're going to see your business continue to grow. You're going to actually turn it more into a business and you'll be very happy with the results. So again, thank you everybody for joining us for this week's episode of Crushing Land, and we'll catch you next week for another episode. Feel free to reach out to us with any questions. Check out our other videos, check out our other content, and thank you for joining us. Have a great day, everybody.